increment. History remembers the fact, but what about the phantoms that refuse to be forgotten? Welcome back to The Common Historian, where history meets the supernatural. I'm Jeremy, and each week we explore the haunting intersections between our past and the paranormal. Tonight, I'm joined by a returning guest, Blaine Rohan, empath medium and paranormal investigator, back to talk about his new book, Our Supernatural Journey, True Encounters, Real Spirits, and Internal Lessons. So grab your favorite beverage, dim the lights, and prepare to journey into the world where history refuses to stay buried. Welcome back, Blaine. How have you been?
Man, I've been good. We just got back from Gettysburg and went to the Battlefield Mass, dude. It was amazing up there. I'm like you, dude. I'm a history lover. So I got to be in the historical place that had ghosts. I was just as happy as you can be, man.
Oh,
We had
oh,
so much fun. And we're doing, I know when this airs, by the time this airs, we'll already be back from New Orleans, but we're heading to New Orleans tomorrow for the New Orleans Paracon.
yes, I was
It's
hoping to
going to be
go
fun.
there. I was there in June. I went there for 3 days for a different conference. I had fun my first time in New Orleans.
Quiet, man. This is what's fun because Matt and Lee have never been to New Orleans before.
Oh,
So
they
I
have.
get to go show them the city that my mom grew up. No, this will be their first time.
Oh, mine was in June when I went. That was my first time, and it's a incredible place. You just released your new book. What made it the right time to write this book for you?
Sure have.
What was your motivation for this book? Different stories, I believe. I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
I did the paranormal for 41 years, 1980. Yeah, I've been seeing the paranormal since July of 1980. I went and chronicled some of my investigations over the last 41 years. It starts with my very first one, which I did that property, not the actual property, because you couldn't go, but stood right outside on the curb and did an investigation. And I wrote about in the book. I talked to some castles investigated when I was stationed in Europe. I've got stuff all over the country, all over in the book. Book that makes you laugh and cry. There's some really heartwarming stories in there. There's some very scary stories in there, but they're all true stories. Everything I wrote about happened was real. It wasn't I made up. It was something that just stuck with me over the years doing the job. I've got some good responses from the book so far. I've got some good reviews on it. People that have read it. I know right now it's on Amazon. Only Blaine Rohan that has two books there. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Kindle, and you can get it on Audible right now. You can also get my other book, which is Our Sacred Journey, which is my becoming an empath when I was 4 years old. And I'm a medium empath and tells that story. The new book I wrote, it's a lot to do with it's spiritual, it's paranormal, it's scientific, but I gave you details on how I did these investigations and some of the things that I saw and heard, felt during these investigations. It was really fun to write it. What amazed me is how fast I wrote it. I never got writer's block. Once I started writing, I literally had to make myself, you go take a break, get something to drink, walk aside for a little bit. Because when I started writing, I just couldn't stop. It was so fun to write it. And our good friend Lee Brown did the editing for me. I would send her what I had every day. She went over and says, "Oh my God." She says, "This is amazing." So 156 pages later,
Law. That's great. Oh, no, you're back, I think. Speaking of Matt and Luciana, you featured some of the stories have them in that, I believe, if I read that correctly. You feature them in it.
what was that, sir?
Oh, I said that speaking of Luciana and Matt. Oh, Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Very well.
Well, speaking of Lichiana and Matt, they're featured in some of your stories too, I believe, if I read correctly.
StreamYard sometimes when doing podcasts. They like
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
the weird things always happen when we do a podcast. Spirits,
Yeah.
mess with what I'm doing. Yeah, I think does this sometimes when I do shows.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, it does this sometimes when I do shows because spirits like to mess with me.
oh,
Like I said, and this isn't as bad as when I first started doing internet radio about 26, 27 years ago. When we did it all on Blog Talk Radio, which was horrific. We're cutting it off.
yeah.
And then it got better. And every now and then it goes back. Even StreamYard goes back to say, hey, let's go back to old Blog Talk days. And see if we can mess with it.
So what I was asked, I think when you froze up.
I actually wrote about that in the book.
Oh, would you?
Yep.
You featured Matt and
Yes.
Lichiana in a few of your
A
stories.
whole chapter on I've investigated with over the years and give them some credit too, because I couldn't have done all this by myself. And I had a lot of help over the years. The more you investigate, the more you got better at your craft of doing it. I know the first one I did, we had no clue. We had literally a Polaroid camera, a cassette recorder, and a flashlight. It was just a normal flashlight. It was just, it's what the military gave you. It was a safety flashlight, had a cone on the end of it. So we called it the Laughlin Laser. That's when we had the first investigation. We had an LA County sheriff come up to us, and he says, "We didn't even have a name for ghost hunting or paranormal events." I said, "We're trying to catch a ghost." And he was like, "I get off in 5 minutes. Do you mind if I come back?" I'm like, "Please do." That means I don't get in trouble for anything because you're with me. So that was my first investigation.
That's cool.
But yeah. And after that, 41 years later, I'm still doing it. It really was, man. And I've had so much fun over the years.
My first investigation that I went on just in May, I went with my camera and my cell phone. Now, your book covers crossing over, standing strong, and seeking the truth. Can you walk me through kind of those three phrases and what those mean to you?
To me, I meant when I wrote it into the book, I want to keep my integrity. I want to not harm spirits or the people around the spirits or the location. Try to teach other people how to do it correctly. I'm not going to say that I know everything, but 41 years of experience, I do know a lot, but I learn new stuff every day. So, yeah, that's what I meant when I wrote it in there.
Very, very nice. I was curious on that.
And I do apologize for the noise in the background. My wife just got
Oh, no problem. Now, what was the central kind of lesson
she's telling my dogs.
What was the kind of central lesson tying true encounters, real spirits, and eternal lessons together?
Up there, sir.
Oh, yep, no problem. What was the central lesson tying kind of the true encounters, real spirits, and eternal lessons together? What was kind of your central lesson you were tying together with those three?
The historical part of it, the spiritual part of it, and the knowledge of it, trying to learn from the spirits and the location of places.
Oh,
So that's what I did. That's what I
yeah.
still do.
Okay. So, can you kind of walk me through one of your stories from your book? One of your favorite stories?
I'll tell you one. This is the book. I'll give you guys a freebie on this. I was investigating a castle in Ireland. And it was a dilapidated castle. There were still pieces of the castle left, but most of the castle was already rumbles and people had taken parts of other buildings with. And I'm on the property. I'm just overwhelmed with all the spirits that were there at that location. I saw what I would describe as mental, a little spirit. Talking about it had it looked. He said, "You're not scared." I said, "Why would I be scared?" And that got his attention. And I said, "Look, man, I'm just here to absorb the history of this place, to absorb everything." I started having conversations with this elemental, and he was so happy to tell me about when the castle was thriving. There was commerce going in and out of the castle, just his little history of it that he had watched for centuries. And just to have that conversation with a being like that was just amazing. So fulfilling because everybody else had been there either vote or did stuff that they shouldn't do. And when I showed respect and showed kindness, he showed the same. And I bet I could go back to that castle today and the elemental would still come up and talk. And that was God. Probably 40, 30, 39, 40 years ago in Europe,
Wow.
But I had some good stories too. Queen Mary, I got to talk about my granddaughter's first investigation. She was 1 month old.
Oh,
Watching her watch the spirits was a proud grandpa moment for me. And to this day, she's 18 now, and she still loves the paranormal. I took her to New Orleans, and we investigated New Orleans together, and she just had a blast. But watching her little eyes and 1 month old follow spirits on the ship that I could see. So it was really cool. So that was very beneficial to me. And plus, my granddaughter was thrilled that I put her name in the book that I wrote. She just thought it was the best thing ever. So I got some good grandpa points.
no, I'd imagine.
I got to talk my wife in the book, some investigations we've done. Yeah. So, like I said, I try to include everybody along the way
Yeah.
my supernatural journey of going through all these stuff and all these chapters I wrote. The fun part for me is it's all true. Everything I wrote is not fiction, it's fact. So I had fun writing, and I hope people did and read. I really did. I hope it gives them something that they were looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know the last time you were on, we explored a lot of your adventures. So I imagine there's a bunch more that I haven't even heard yet. So I got to get a copy of your book. I haven't got it yet. Plan on getting one soon.
I've probably got 2 to 3 more books just I could write on my parallel investigating over the years. I tried to pick the best stories I could for this book because there's so many. It was hard to decide. And when I finally got done with this, I liked what I wrote. I hope other people like reading it. I've had a couple of people tell me that it touched them, that there was hope for us. As most of y'all know, I survived cancer last year. And one of the things I loved writing about the book is we have a very special place in South Carolina. Because it is where our ancestors came from in South Carolina. And their petroglyph depicted our ancestors drew 15,000 years ago or more. I don't think when they were done. To step on that to me, which is holy ground, and have the spirits of my ancestors tell you're going to be fine. You're going to beat cancer. Dude, that was something special to me. And I've had a couple of people tell me, especially them that are going cancer or going through illnesses or sicknesses, that they gave them hope. And if I couldn't ask for anything more, that somebody enjoyed what I wrote and it meant something to them. That's another reason I wrote the book.
Yeah. It's great that it gave some people hope. And it was great that you were able to beat cancer and gives other people some hope that they can do the same. Shows them that we're a survivor. So was there,
If they can, this keep your courage up.
yeah, just keep your courage up and keep fighting and you can overcome things.
Have faith. Don't give up. Keep fighting. because if you put your mind to it, you can beat anything.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented. I didn't give up. Even though I'm cancer free, I'm still feeling the effects of chemo radiation that was given to me. I don't have my full strength, but I'm working on fighting, keep believing, alter your higher power, whatever it might be. Alter your faith, alter your friend, have them send you healing because of positive thoughts. Very long.
Now, in your many journeys and stories, was there ever a time when something changed how you personally approached investigating or experiencing the supernatural?
Jeremy, I've had so many of them. When we're seeing her spirits since I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
So every day I see a spirit. It's a spirit of that. And usually it's multiple. I've had some spirits that were just wonderful. And I had some spirits that would get fish. And it seems like I always get the fun ones, like the child molesters, the rapists, the murderers, the serial killers. I get those a lot, along with the good spirits, like the children's spirits, or somebody that just wants to be connected with their family. They've helped reconnect so many spirits with the family. And I wrote about it in the book about reuniting spirits with their families. And that is just the greatest. It's all, and actually, I'll say this an art that have the abilities to do that, was to reunite them with the loved one.
Yeah, that's great. Um,
And it's really fun. I guess the day it's not funny was the day I quit doing it. In 41 years, it's never quit being. I love the challenge, especially when they're in spirit, to get them to where they belong just as well as the ones good spirits that need to go when they need to. But it's really fun for me to remove bad spirits or harmful to people and a lot of joy and entertainment out of it because it's fun for me to watch a really bad spirit taken to where they need to be. It is quite joyful for me. And I just laugh. And I just tell the spirits, especially the bad ones, I said, you keep it up. I said, keep going. I have fun. Because when I get my limit with you, I don't play fair and you won't like how I play. And I've watched spirits dog cuss me up and down. I'm like, hey, we want for you out of you. And I'm gonna bring something on you that you wished you never had brought on you. I will you can absolutely bring. I've had spirits start crying. Please stop. I can't handle this no more.
oh,
And I said, I gave you chance after chance. You wanted to still show your butt, and now I'm showing you mine. And
well,
that, to me, is the funniest thing to watch because it feels that time. Now all of a sudden they care about their victims. They're sorry for what they did. To me, I sit back and laugh. And I'll let people know I don't do stuff. I have other spirits for me, which makes it even more fun for me to watch. It's like watching a car crash. You're sad about the victims of the car crash. I mean, that's what I get to watch is their cars.
yeah,
It's just fun for me. And I love when I can help the good spirits. But watching father get to see his daughter and wife again after 150 years. They could not see each other in the afterlife.
yeah.
And then to watch them reunite, to see the smiles on just tears in their eyes, and the crackle of their voices, the first time that they get to greet each other. When I have spirits tell me, thank you, Mr. Blaine. That's all I've wanted in this afterlife is to be with my family. And to get to do that, man, goodness, that is so cool.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's so fulfilling and so beautiful. And then it's funny, as you reunite them, it's real weird. These whole months lighter, everything's bright, everything's colorful. And then you see it when I do the dark spirits, you'll see the dark, that's just the heavy feeling in the air. And when they're gone, that whole environment changes. Everything's beautiful, everything's bright. Spirits that they were getting tortured by these other spirits, you hear them come through and go, it's over. They're done. He's done. He's in. That is just some amazing stuff. Still to this day to me.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. And if I remember correctly, one of your spirit
Yeah,
guides,
you can
she's quite feisty.
about a lot of that stuff from my book. I'm pretty sure buy, and if you buy, I'll do a nice formula on it. That helps, you know.
Yeah. And I'll be putting the link in the description as well to your book so that if anyone watching wants to go and buy that.
Yeah, my main spirit guide, her name is Janawa. She lived 900 years ago, and it's a Cherokee. And actually, on the cover of my book, you can actually see a picture of Janawa on the book. We found something that was very close when I see her every day. And you're getting a pretty good idea of what actually look like. A picture on my book of my bear and my wolf, who are my two spirit protectors, who do a lot of battle for me, which is fun to watch them. It's just quite funny to just watch it. Because you'll hear the spirit when they show up, you'll hear either bear, wolf, and then you'll hear a growl and a roar. They really have fun watching it.
That's great.
I really do. Those are my two. And well, they're covered. Yeah, I like to do that. I do apologize, everybody. So my stuff is flying.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on because my internet's usually very
Yeah, I do apologize, everybody.
good. I usually don't freeze up either, and I don't know if it's just some. What do you guys call it on your shows? Gremlins?
We call it gremlins or spooky techniques. Yeah, we call it gremlins
Oh yes.
on our shows. And it's funny because sometimes you do a whole show and then no gremlins. And other times it wants to do it every 2 minutes, every minute. It'll face you're right in the middle of the conversation like word. All of a sudden you froze. You froze, or I see you. Everybody else does some. Another time you're like, what? It's just funny, Jeremy.
It is.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
most of the ones are that word about the gremlins.
I try to catch as many of the shows as I can.
Myself, not in a way of affecting electronics anyway. No, bro. I know. But as long as I've been doing shows, straight like the mess, the technical part, they think it's funny.
Yeah.
I've done shows where we've had all the voices come through that was not us speaking. It's amazing. Some of the stuff we've heard come through. Baby crying and nobody has a baby in the house. I've had it happen here sometimes. My daughter's 38 years old and got her own daughter that's 18 years old, and they look for me. They're not. And just me and my wife and my two dogs. So no children in our house except for children's spirits, which are
Yeah.
I have a little boy spirit here. He likes to open doors. I've had some shows with a door. My wife doesn't come back here when I'm doing shows unless she's got to get the cabinets behind me. But yeah, we have that a lot.
Yeah. Speaking of the shows you're on, I think you're on both
Our little
families.
boy Billy, yes, I'm on Family Spirit and on Cryptid Nation.
Yep.
I'm estimating, but I probably did over 5,000 over the years.
Wow.
I think I've been on shows overseas. I've done shows in Australia, New Zealand, and all over Europe. I've done shows with people. I've stone. I've done this so long, it's just still fun. It's even more fun now that I don't have to produce any of the shows. I sell for Gwen John because she does every one.
Oh,
I've been there for shoots. I produce shows, networks, and then a show too. At one time, I was doing 7 other shows every week. So I
Goodness.
never had a break. So I would do my show and I produce other people's shows. And that's what a lot of them were doing, 2-hour shows. They dropped it back to an hour. It's just so much easier just to
It
do
is.
an hour. Now, if you got more stuff to talk, will let the shows go over a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's what it's. So see, it's easier to do an hour show now. That way it goes everywhere. Like some good things are happening for all actors. We have 28 shows and there are more coming. We've already announced it. We announced it. We're about to take the network to Fire Stick and Roku.
Oh, very nice.
So we're to have more shows that are going on the Fire Stick. And I've got another book I'm writing right now.
Oh, great.
I'm just redoing my first book. I'm adding more to my first book, our Sacred Journey. I'm doing more for that. I've probably got 2 more books for our Supernatural Journey. Once season over with, I'm gonna start. But right now we're doing Paragon season. We're all over. Then the following week, be at Enterprise, Alabama for another con. Then I've got a break for a little bit till October till we do Sam Con, Mascon in October.
Yeah.
So then if we get a little break after next weekend, hope it's taxing because we drove 2 days. We're driving to New Orleans. Now, New Orleans for me is not bad. It's only 5 hours. So when we drove to Gettysburg, I drove 5 hours
Wow.
and back 2 days later on Sunday.
That must have been quite the road trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little because I'm not in a sprint anymore. I can't just run ragged like it's 2 my team. I'm 60, man, so can't go there too good. But I'm a trooper and I'll do it because I love doing it. Because you get to meet so many cool new people
Yeah.
and make new friends.
Yeah. I only made one.
And then when you see them the next year at the same time, it's like, hey, how you doing, man? It's like you never stop and the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was out here to do a lot, but the cancer, your severe dry mouth.
I only did one Paracon this year. I did one in April, the Vermont Horror and Fantasy Sci-Fi Con, and that was my first con ever that I had went to, and it was awesome. I had fun.
Yeah.
I got to meet Nate.
Oh, right on, man. Nate's a cool guy. Well, person, we talked quite a lot.
Yeah, I met him and Morgan. That was cool.
I can't wait to meet Nate and Morgan in person. They're very nice. I love them to death. I can't wait to meet both of them in person. I'm actually helping mentor Morgan on her mediumship and stuff.
Very
So
nice.
I've given her gifts, and I'm working with Nate as well to tell him he'll deny he didn't have gifts. I'm like, dude, you can't BS a BSer. We can tell. And he's just like, okay, if you say so. I don't want to lie about that. Yeah, this is fun. I love hanging out, and I love to get to do readings for people to Paracons or because I'm a Reiki master as well, and doing a healing. I've got to do a couple this past weekend, and I did some the last Paracon that me and Lee went to. And I got to do a couple of healings on some people. And those are fun for me because it costs me nothing. It doesn't cost me my energy because it's always around you. Thank you. That was really nice.
Yeah.
I hope I get to do a couple in New Orleans this week while we're there.
Yeah. For me, New Orleans, especially the French Quarter, it was very, very heavy there. I went on a ghost tour, and that part of town is just very heavy. I could feel it. I got this weird feeling like after the ghost tour, I was planning on going to kind of walk around on my own and stuff. I got this really bad feeling.
There's so much history and so many spirits are there in that city. And every time I talk to a different spirit, every time I'm there. And I have some that I've talked to several times there that will come back up to me, talk to me. But I've had all the way from Native American spirits, to British spirits, to Spanish spirits, to French spirits, to Cajun spirits, Creole spirits, voodoo spirits, anything, vampire spirits that have come to me. It's amazing the energy that location,
I was overwhelming.
but it's never done that when you're doing an investigation in New Orleans. Never.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just found it very,
I
very
learned
heavy.
to tell them, so look, because you got to think about it. A lot of people go to New Orleans, they're there for several reasons. So you pick up all the energy, just not just from the spirits, but from the humans in the building. You're picking all that up. That person might be mad at the world. His girlfriend left him, so he's going to go to New Orleans and drink his blues away. Or he's thinking about doing this to his family members or doing this. All the energy just stinks. You're getting all the good energy too, but there is a lot of bad ones because of everything that goes this went on over millennia. Even before it was a city, there was stuff going on. You know?
Yeah. It's such a layered location.
But it's like I said, if you've never been able to highly recommend it, but just remember it is a metropolitan city, and there is crime. You to them are easy targets. So watch yourself. Never go by yourself down there. Always have people with you. And I always tell people, there's this stuff in New Orleans on the ground. They call it street grape. Do not wear open-toed shoes because there's stuff in that water that they don't have names for the diseases it causes. Okay? I'll just let you know that. I warn everybody that's going down there. I said, the first one y'all see in open-toed shoes, I'm going to laugh at you because you're a warm. That's all you're all for. It's stupid. You don't step in the street grape.
No.
Enjoy the can't get food anywhere better in the world. No. If they don't have it, it doesn't exist.
The food is
Cajun food down there is phenomenal. The look is not phenomenal. Go down and enjoy some crabs or crawfish or whatever you like. They probably have something you like. If you want sweets, they've got what they call snowballs. They're like some fancy blue. They're called po' boys. If you want on a po' boy, they probably got it. They've got Italian salmon, muffulettas. They're just amazing. Really good. Local economy.
Yeah, I had my first po' boy when I was in New Orleans. That was pretty good.
Just Joyce.
Me and my boss went there after a conference. It was right next to the conference center.
I know.
I don't remember the name of the restaurant or
Was
anything.
was it a roast beef po' boy? Sloppy roast beef? Was it a shrimp po' boy? Was it a crab po' boy? Was it a sausage po' boy?
I think it was the roast beef one. Yeah, it was beef.
Oh, the sloppy roast beef is so cool. That is one of my favorites. Po' boys down there. I love the shrimp ones. Love the sloppy roast beef with that good gravy on the roast beef with good French bread. Oh, it's amazing. With they made a little bit of mayonnaise on it. It's so good.
Oh, it was. It was good, and I had the
If you
seafood.
go hungry in New Orleans, it's your own fault. That's all.
I also had a really good bowl of seafood.
Awesome. Gumbo. You had seafood gumbo. Did it have okra and stuff in it?
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of different. It was really good though.
So you had a seafood gumbo, which is very good. Oh my God.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It's good. Like I said, I'm so looking forward to it because last year I couldn't eat real food because I was on a feeding tube because of my cancer. Now I'm getting my swallowing back so I can start to eat. So I plan when I go down there this weekend, I'm going to get some soft shell crab. I'm going to get some oysters. I'm going to get me some shrimp. I'm going to get me a bowl of etouffee or a bowl of gumbo. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. and get to introduce Matt and Lee who've never been there. I tell them, since my mother's from there, dude, I know the restaurants to go to in the quarter and the ones not to go to in the quarter. Because there's some of them there. I don't know if you ever watched the old movie European Vacation with Chevy Chase. What the French restaurant giving them the stuff right out of the box. There's some places in New Orleans that will do that. They'll give them the stofers out of the box.
No, the restaurant we
I
go
know a
to,
couple of real locals actually go eat at, so hold them to them. Yeah, no doubt, man.
the restaurant, I really like the one that we went to. I can't remember the name of it. I wish I
But
could.
yeah, Alabama.
Oh. So I did want to ask if someone's reading your book and has never experienced anything paranormal themselves, what would you like them to walk away after reading your book with?
I want them to be informed, entertained, and enthralled, and want them to come back and want more. That's what I want out of that book for people that read it. I hope it means something to them one way or another, that it gave them a good feeling after they read it. They're happy that they bought the book and read it. Don't think like they were cheated or scammed out of anything. I want them to enjoy what they just read. So they'll come back and read more stuff than our. I never went out to be a bestseller. If it ever happened, it happens. But I want it to touch the people that do read. I want, like I said, I want them to be entertained. I want them to be informed. I want them to be enthralled and feel good about themselves and help them feel good about others.
Now, are you, for this book, is this book for people that have not followed you before, or is it meant for more for people that have already are familiar with you and in your work, or a little mix of both?
I'm hoping that people that are familiar with my work read it. Hoping people that aren't familiar with me read it. Even if you're not a paranormal investigator, you might like the book because it's really good stories that I wrote about, and they're all fact, not fictional. Nothing was made up in the book at all. Everything I wrote about happened. So I want people that don't do the paranormal go read it and to see what we actually do and why we do it. And hopefully they get enjoyment out of it.
Yep.
Even if they never paranormal investigate in their whole life or go ghost, just read it because it's a good read. I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. Other people tell me that it was a really good read for them. There's something new.
Yep. Yes, I'm hoping.
Like those that are too scared to on an actual paranormal investigation. Have fun. You get to live vicariously through us on these investigations. And you get to see what a real investigation is.
Yeah, I think that, I can't wait to read it. I haven't read it yet, but what I'm probably going to end up doing, I saw it was on Audible. I probably will end up listening to it over reading it because I'm terrible with actually reading a book, but I can listen. I like listening.
Dude, when I understand, now I will tell you, when you get it on Audible or Kindle, that's not my voice. Because if they would let me do it, it'd have been fun. I can't tell you who they had that voiced the book for me. It might be AI for all I know.
Yeah.
From what I've heard of it, I actually had a couple of people at Gettysburg this week and said the same as you, is they don't like actually reading a physical book. They were listening. I said it's on Kindle and it's on Audible just as well. And please go get the book through that way. If that's the way you like the book, sit down and just listen to the story. I think you'll really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I plan on doing that at some point soon. There's a lot of books I'd like to listen to. Thinking about getting Audible.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
So I know where
You go on Amazon, dude. I don't think Audible costs much.
I haven't really checked it out yet. I was thinking about that this morning and I was looking when I was preparing for this. I was like, oh, I saw your book was on Audible. And I'm like, I buy a lot of books and I never actually go and sit down and read them. So I was like, if I want to actually, I listen to things all the time when I'm working. So I'm like, that's much better way of for me to digest a book.
Yeah, I'm happy that you have an option. I love that you have the option where you can go listen to the book. To me, that book still got read.
Yeah.
Yes. You got to hear it. Readable. I think if they ever asked me to do the audible for my own book, I'd be more than happy because it would be fun to actually read it in my own voice. When Lee Brown ended it for me, she said, I read this in your voice, how you would tell that story, which I thought was pretty cool. And she made sure that she added very much out of it. So you're not missing a lot because she kept a lot of stuff in there. And we added some stuff, me and her together, that would enhance the story, make it a little bit better than the way
Yeah.
but it didn't change the way the story was. It didn't change the content of the story. It just added a little more, I'd say a little flair.
So now, just to start wrapping up, because I know we're getting close to the top of the hour. I think you mentioned it a little bit before. We talked about Audible, but where can they find your books and where are you going to be? I know you're doing some Paracons and all of that. So if
It
you want
is
to
on
plug
Amazon
everything,
right now. You can go direct order it on Amazon. It's Audible Kindle, which it all go through Amazon. You can get it all on Amazon, the Audible, the Kindle, or you can buy the book directly. Or if you'd like, you can send me a request. I will sell you the book and sign it for you. Only Blaine Rohan on Facebook. So just shoot me a message on the book. I'll be more than happy to mail you one, sign it for you. And
great.
if you do go buy it, either way you buy it, please do a review for because you can do a review right there on Amazon, whether you read it, heard it, or I sent it. Do a review for me because as an author, it helps us a lot. It helps to get our books into more locations, like books and or Walmart, Targets, and stuff like that. It helps us get out there a little bit more. So yeah, everything you write for us as a review, we hold it deeply and thank you for it because it means a lot to an author because we put a lot of time, effort into writing these books, pure enjoyment of them. And the more places I can get that book out there, it's not about the money for me at all, but experience writing this book in place that I apologize for that.
No, that's perfectly fine.
But it means a lot to us as all.
Once I get to listen to it, I'll make sure I leave a review as well. But I thank you
for that.
Oh, no problem. I thank you for coming on and sharing all about your book and everything with us
Anytime,
tonight.
Brad.
And for everyone out there, go pick up our Supernatural Journey. It's out now. Go grab a copy on Amazon. And if you like this conversation tonight, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. Every week, I bring conversations like this one where history and the supernatural collide. Drop a comment as well. Once you've read Blaine's book, let us know what your favorite story is in the comments below. And remember, the past may be gone, but its spirit live on. Thank you for joining me on this haunted history adventure, and I'll see you next week.
Jeremy, thank you for having me, sir.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Bye, everybody.